ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GSL Super Tournament. I am Moletrap. Here with me is Wolf, and we are super excited to be casting the last day, the final day of the round of 64. After today, it will only be the round of 32. This is the last time you'll ever get to round of 64 live.
That's very true.
But it's going to be great. We got some interesting matches here today. Again, I keep saying this like every day we cast, but I'm going to say it one more time. We got matches that you kind of wouldn't expect. Like, you wouldn't say, you know what, my perfect match to watch would be SC versus Hyperdub. You wouldn't say that, but I think it's going to be interesting regardless.
Yeah.
The matches today, we got Top versus August. That actually could be very interesting. Zenio versus Choya. It's going to be quite interesting as well. And Maka versus Noblesse. So a lot of names that we haven't heard for a while or we haven't heard much from, but I think it's still going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I really like Maka as a player, and as a person, he's a nice guy. I've talked to him a few times. His English is really good. Last time I talked to him, we were just having a normal conversation about, Terran versus Protoss, I think it was, and then he just suddenly started typing in chat the songs to a Queen song, or the lyrics to a Queen song, and I was like, Maka, why are you so awesome?
I often do that as well, just in general. Start singing Queen, although I might not be as cool as Maka.
It was Killer Queen, I think.
Anyway, we're going to check out the match results from yesterday, though. Review those real quick. Line, TT took out Jinro.
Yeah, that was a little bit unusual.
That was disappointing, but Line played pretty well. And Kirix, of course, took out Bonbon, Hoso Bonbon, the Forbidden Dance, the Hoso Bonbon. And Startail Virus played very well against Junwei. Junwei really slaughtered him in Game 2, but Virus came back, did a nice little all-in in Game 3. And Nada really showed that he was the superior player to Zenix Koka, despite the fact that Koka knew Code S player. Those are some great matches. Definitely go and check those out. And here's what we have today again to review.
We've got OGS Top versus Startail August. OGS Zenio versus Choya. That should be pretty interesting. SC Foyu versus Hyperdub. Hyperdub kind of an old favorite. Maka Prime versus MVP Noblesse. Formerly Cute Foyu, I believe.
I believe so. Yeah, it should be good stuff. Yeah, I actually, now that you mention it, that last match, I'm actually kind of looking forward to that now. Like, Maka versus Noblesse. Maka's like the old school player who like hasn't been showing very good results at all lately. Noblesse is kind of like the new school player who also hasn't been showing very good results lately. So it's kind of like a proving ground for both of them.
Yeah,
both of them really need that match to kind of like keep their careers alive,
Yeah, Maka, he kind of developed his own style, and Noblesse, I don't know if you remember, we're going to go ahead and look at the players now. I was going to say, Noblesse actually showed us a really interesting TVT style with Ghosts. But here, first we have OGS Top, actually did really well in the first open season, and then was in Code A, the first Code A season, but immediately did extremely well. Actually, I believe he won that.
Yeah, he won the first
Code A champ. Then jumped right up into Code S, and he's been there ever since.
Yep.
His TVT rate has been pretty good, but he hasn't done so well in Code S. Not as well as I think he has the potential to do. Moletrap.
Yeah, no, he's especially, of course, had his disappointing Terran versus Terran of late was his games against Nada. Nada took him out 3-1 last season. That's how he got out in the round of 8. So, but before that, he beat Supernova, who's a very good TVD player in Code S. And anyway, but here's his opponent, Startail August, who's been kind of sticking around. He was in Code A, just barely made it to the round of 16. You need to advance one round to stay in Code A, so he did that. And then I believe that's supposed to be March. He was in Code A March as well. And then Code A May, he got out in the round of 32. So he kind of like stayed in, and then last season just didn't quite get that first win to stay in again.
Yeah.
Was eliminated, but he has been in a few seasons. So here he is in the Super Tournament as well. And yeah, he could do. To be honest, it was such a long time ago. I don't remember what his games were like against Yu-Gi-Oh this season, but I do remember he got beat pretty badly, and Yu-Gi-Oh isn't a very strong player. So again, August definitely the underdog here in this situation.
I think he really wants to prove himself. This may be his last chance in the GSL if he doesn't requalify. So,
Yeah.
it's really, really important for him. To lose this game would be so bad for his career. Of course, he is on the team Startail. Formerly was on in the clan Wera some months ago before that clan disbanded. And Top, I think, always has been a solid player and is going to be a really scary opponent for him.
Yeah, Top, of course, is a very, very solid TVT player. I mean, he won, if I remember correctly, a TVT Finals.
He did.
Against Lucira. Yeah, TVT against Fiona, I believe. Anyway, we're going to get underway into Game 1 to see if Top can bring it home or if August can get an upset here at the GSL Super Tournament.
OGS Top versus Startail August.
And here is our Purple Terran player. He has a 63% win rate against other Terrans. He is.
OGS Top.
Sorry, I got confused there for a minute because our monitor's a little cut off, and today the names are cut off a tiny bit. I had to figure out who was who. And here is his competitor. Has barely not stayed in Code A this last season. He is
Startail August.
Startail August, who is, I believe, I'm going to double check, 3-4 versus Terran. Not as much experience. And yes, indeed, 3 wins and 4 losses. Lost recently to the STC, kind of a sleeper player in the Asia Champions Trophy Tournament. The STC is kind of like one of those guys that was good in beta, and everyone says is good even though he hasn't done anything yet.
He's coming back. He actually, I believe, just got released from his military service.
Oh,
so
is that why he hasn't been in?
And
Okay.
he's coming back. Rumor has it. And I've actually seen him play a lot of TVTs in particular, and his TVT is awesome, Mole Trap. So
Okay.
nothing to sneeze at.
Okay, well, if August had beat him, that might mean something, but he lost to him, so this is more of a boon for the STC instead.
August looks like he's going to be fast expanding Mole Trap. He doesn't have gas yet.
Oh my goodness.
Man, it looks like he's going to go for a gasless expand.
Well, this is Fast Expand Alter.
Yeah.
I mean Tal'Darim Alter. Silly me.
A map designed for long, drawn-out macro games, and sometimes in TVT, that's just what you see. And there's the CC now, going down at the natural. Very bold move to make it at the natural, but on this map with a secondary ramp, you usually can hold it.
Yep, and sorry, getting my colors straight here. Top is just going ahead and building, I believe, yes, a factory behind his little wall. Does not appear to be looking to expand just yet. He's going to put on a little pressure first.
Yeah. Now, the thing about Top is that he actually doesn't know what his opponent's doing at all yet. His SCV is on its way, as you see now on the screen. And that's going to be kind of tough for him to deal with if he doesn't know what his opponent's doing. So when he gets there and sees the command center, he's going to immediately switch into harassment mode. He's got to do some sort of harassment to get his pressure going, keep his SCV count low, his opponent's SCV count low.
Yeah, definitely. You can't just let him get away with that fast extend. But here's the thing. That SCV is going the long way. Nope, he's actually going to cut across the middle, by the way. So he's going to save himself one scouting point. And that's kind of a good move. He kind of anticipated because the August SCV got into his base so fast, he knew it must be close. So he's going to scout him a little bit quicker than I was expecting. But still, it might be too late to do anything about this fast expansion. He does see the command center with that SCV before it dies.
And there is a tech lab on the factory. Starport's finishing up, so it's looking like it's going to be Banshees. Which, against a gasless expand, is really, really easy to pull off. As long as you have good Banshee control, your opponent doesn't have any Vikings, Mole Trap, doesn't have any stim. One Banshee can kill like Infinity Marines.
Yeah, and his stim is gonna be so late. Does August have a tech lab? Is that what you're talking about earlier?
Yeah. Starting Cloak immediately.
No, does August have a tech
August.
lab? Can't he even research stim right now?
No, he cannot.
He's nowhere near stim.
He went straight into factory.
So yeah, those Marines are gonna be hard pressed to catch up with those Banshees.
But here comes some Marine pressure at the front. And Top actually, he's bringing some of his Marines out, but he's not targeting down his opponent's Marines, and the supply depot looks like it's going to fall. Does get that SCP out, but not in time.
A little bit poor control by Top. He probably could have done something about that a little bit better and not lost that depot. He is now supply block. Comscan goes down right on the tech lab on the starport, so August knows exactly what's going on. He's bringing his Marines home. to defend against Banshees, which may even be in the air. As far as he knows, there's one about to complete.
It looks like August is going right for Raven Tech. He has switched the factory. Going to land that starport, most likely on the tech lab to get a Raven out.
That's clever.
Very smart choice.
Now he does have a few moments left on that cloak, but I don't think he's going to get in there and
August
scout
is trying
that time.
to trap the Banshee, but he's not going to see it.
Oh, nice. That was clever, but it did not quite work out. Trying to catch it on the path into his base, and now turret going up though.
Yeah,
So
turret is on the way. He's getting a few kills here. Trying to build that turret. The Raven is a long way from being done. And actually, Top doesn't even, he's got cloak, but he's not even using it quite yet, which is smart. Doesn't really need to.
Yeah.
There he goes, using it now. And August does have some scans, but he wants to be able to scan at the right moment.
And that was
Almost the right moment.
Barely not the right moment. Well, it was kind of the right moment. He did a lot of damage, but Banshee with 14 hit points continues to pick off SCVs. I think the Top should probably just bring it home and repair it at this point. New Banshee coming in, though.
She wants to see what she can do, but the Raven is out. Chases that down. Oh, got to be careful with that Banshee. Top. Nice control there. Flying around that middle area.
Yeah, he needs to be really careful. He should probably just get out of here with that Banshee, actually. He's going to do not much more damage, and he's probably going to lose it. You want to keep your Banshees if possible. It's actually something that a lot of pros do, is they just kind of suicide their Banshee for an extra SCV, and it's not really worth it if you can repair that and use it in the battle later.
Exactly. But did get 12 kills between the two of them.
Nice.
And Top actually has a pretty sizable army now. He's moving out across the middle of the map. And August, he's trying to find those Banshees with that Raven.
Oh, and he's going to
looks like he might find
and
it.
it's almost dead. One more shot will do it. Oh.
Nice save.
Is he repairing? Yeah, he's repairing those Banshees in the middle of the field, so that's good if he can get those Banshees into battle. In the meantime, August, since he got that tech lab anyway, he's now researching Cloak and getting Banshees.
Yeah, actually, Top playing this really smart. He's moving forward. He knows he damaged a lot of those Marines. He knew there weren't very many of them, and to move forward with siege mode like this at this timing is very clever indeed. Here he comes. Going to target down that bunker before it finishes. Oh, it finishes just in time. Does he have enough SCVs to repair, though? Top can basically just camp outside of here, target that bunker down.
Yeah, he's not quite within range to pick off the SCVs, but hold that thought. He is going to be able to pick off the SCVs with the Banshee, get some damage, but the Viking again with the Raven just able to do so much. And he actually got within range of the Marines in that bunker, so he's going to lose both his Banshees without doing very much. Third Banshee comes in, dies immediately, but he does take down the bunker.
That's huge mole trap because now the Marines can buffer for these siege tanks. He has to be very careful though of August's Banshee, which does now have Cloak. He's going to target down these siege tanks, but there is a scan.
Loses it immediately.
August is in trouble, mole trap. He's losing a lot here.
Yeah, August forced to lift, and oh, look at that. Top's SCVs blocking August's SCVs from getting away from the siege tanks. He loses a couple more. And this is looking really bad for August because especially Top is expanding in the background of this. So he cut off August's expansion and is getting his own. And August may just die here to this push.
Yeah, in fact, I think that's very likely. Top does now have his own 2 siege tanks.
Trying to
be very careful. Banshee flying into trouble. Oh, loses the Banshee and losing so many Marines, being so careless with those Marines. And that last shot took out that siege tank. Now it's just 1 siege tank to 3, and August is in so much trouble. Top can almost just attack, move into his base.
Yeah, he probably could at this point. It makes sense for him to just kind of be a little bit cautious. Doesn't want to get caught off guard with something like that.
Nice point defense.
A nice little point defense drone in some siege mode defense could be bad for him. So he's just taking it easy, shelling those buildings, and pushing in slowly. And August, you know, I'm not sure what else he can do right now. If he had a medevac out, he can try and do a counter drop. Hold that thought. Top is going in for the kill. He takes out 1 siege tank, takes out the other. SCVs coming off the line are just going to get slaughtered. And GG comes from August. Top takes game 1 very convincingly.
That was a pretty cool build for Top. He just went, he saw fast expand. He may have been planning on just playing really standard siege expanding himself, and then he saw, oh, fast CC, I'm going to get a Banshee out. Keep using those Banshees to harass, weaken those Marines. Make sure my
Yeah.
opponent doesn't have a strong enough force to buffer for my siege tanks and go for a strong timing attack to finish it up.
Yep, and did very well indeed. And yeah, it looked like he was playing advantages regardless, but managed to catch August basically without very many Marines, without stim. He did have an engineering bay. He was able to make turrets, and that was a pretty good defense. But he just lost too much speed timing. Like you said, lost those Marines, so they weren't around for battle. Something like 15, 16 kills total with those Banshees before anything happened. Also, forcing the Raven and the Viking, which weren't really crucial in the late part of that battle. Raven more so, the Viking. Well, the Viking. No, the Viking didn't do anything actually.
Yeah, the Viking would have been important if he had siege tanks of his own, but he
Yeah,
just didn't at
that's
the
true.
right time.
That's true.
Next map is going to be Terminus Re, a huge map. So timing attacks like that won't be as effective necessarily. Tal'Darim Altar is a pretty big map, but Terminus just a little bit bigger, especially if you don't get close positions.
Yes, indeed. And so yeah, top, like I said, the clear favorite here. Very good turn versus turn player. August really has to step up his game if he's going to take it out to a game 3. Let's find out who will be the victor on Terminus Re.